All right, welcome back to another special edition video featuring the genius, Matt Cohn-Geier. How are you today, kind sir?
Good. Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to have you. So I picked a match from the Las Vegas Open featuring Jonah Seewald and yourself, played during the third round of the Super Jackpot $5,000 entry event.
This is the this is a finals actually. It's like it was a round robin final between
Okay.
me, Jonah, and Dana Zazarian. We were down to three people.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I remember that. Okay,
Hmm.
very, very cool. Well, this match, I remember quite a bit of it. I mean, I put this video together with the XG feed, so I've seen it quite a few times recently, and there were a lot of really interesting decisions. So I'm happy that the Backgammon Galaxy guys allowed me to put an XG feed on the video and re-upload it to YouTube. Of course, I'm keeping Phil Simborg's amazing commentary. The guy's absolutely hilarious. And a lot of times
Very
throughout the
cool.
video, he goes, I wish there was an XG feed. Well, Phil, here it is.
Which has been answered.
Yes, the request has been answered over a year later. Um, but,
All good things to those who wait.
yeah, if you pray long enough, it will happen. No, what did they say in the Field of Dreams?
If you build it, they will come.
If you build it, they will come. Yes. I have no idea if that has anything to do with what's happening now.
I think all good things to those who wait is from Silence of the Lambs or something.
I just know that there was like Rosie O'Donnell and Tom Hanks playing softball in a field somewhere,
Yeah, yeah.
or he was the coach, but whatever. On to the match. But afterwards, we will have like sort of a full length or just going over the blunders from both sides, sort of analysis of this match. So I look forward to that. Stick around for that. There will be a separate video for that. Watch the match, watch the analysis. Follow along with XG, get better at backgammon. And we begin.
You have a dice? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're ready. Good match. Good match, Matt.
We'll play both of these players as well. It'll be a round robin to see who wins. It's an 11-point match. You can see that Jonah Seewald is on the top, and he just hit twice. He's playing Matt Cohn-Geier. I want to concentrate on the match a little bit, and I'll bring you up to date on what's really happening in this event. I'm Phil Simborg from Chicago and now Florida, and thrilled to be here. And Bill Riles is by my side helping, and Tobias is next to me also. He's gonna hit me whenever I make a mistake on the commentary. All right, we see in this game already playing to 11. There's no question that Jonah started out blitzing, and when you make the ace point, you really want to play a blitzing and hitting game. And the very, very best thing happened to Matt Cohn-Geier is making his opponent's 5-point, which is called the golden point. Most people think the golden point is your 5-point. It's really your opponent's 5-point, because you almost never get gammon from there. You can take the cube forever. You've got a racing possibility and you've got a hitting possibility. It's a great defensive game to play and to turn into offense. So I kind of like Matt's position. When you put positions into XG and somebody is doing a blitz and the other party makes the opponent's 5-point, you'll see that even though the other party is way behind in the race, as Matt is way behind in the race, he still has around 40% winning chances or more. So he's got a good game. And you can see Matt is not afraid to hit loose and freely because he's got that anchor. So it's hard to say who's going to win this game. I would certainly give Jonah the edge. You're not going to see a cube for quite a while from either party in this game. I think it's very interesting. Many of you, I'm sure, know Matt Cohn-Geier. He's ranked as high as number 4 giant. He's won the Vegas tournament several times. His nickname is the Genius because the guy is a genius. He was the Illinois State chess champion. He was a chess expert in college and the University of Wisconsin. He took up backgammon, and right before you knew it, he was one of the top players in the world. He moved to Chicago after he graduated, and I took him in. I found him a place to live with my son. I backed him. I took him to his very first ABT tournament in Minnesota, and he won the tournament and the Masters in his very, very first tournament. And it's been all uphill from there. He's just done better and better. Jonah is from Denver. And by the way, Vegas is home to Matt Cohn-Geier right now. Jonah's from Denver, and is certainly not as well known or as accomplished as Matt in the past, but he did something that only people like me ever dream about. In this tournament, he beat Mochi and Michi to get here. I mean, that's quite an accomplishment. Matt did a great job to get here as well, beating Kit Woolsey. Dana is also in the finals, and in the first round, he came up against Jorgen Granstad. Jorgen is the only player to ever win the World Championship 3 times. Okay, we have a cube and a take. I like both decisions. I wouldn't argue with either one of them. Clearly, Matt is not afraid to use the cube. He's aggressive with the cube, and he's going for it. I'm not quite sure if we put that in XG if it would be a double. I don't think I would have doubled there. I think I'm taking, but you know, Matt Cohn-Geier is Matt Cohn-Geier, and I'm Phil Simborg, and there's a huge difference in skill level there. But I wouldn't have doubled. Would you have doubled that one, Toby? Tobias? He's sitting right next to me. Tobias Hellwig is another giant that we're fortunate to have here from Germany. Wouldn't be quick. Yeah, you would have thought about doubling, but you're not sure you would have. Okay. You're like me. I would have looked. You should always look at the position, but I would not have doubled there. It'd be nice to see what XG says.
Yeah, there could be a double, like he had his best roll, like the double fives.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit him twice, made his 5 point, came around. This roll accomplished so much, so it should make you aware that there was a huge swing.
Gotcha.
Whenever there was a huge swing, you know, you want to think about how big the swing was. You know?
I got you.
The other guy danced. This was like his worst. You know? And after such a sequence, you know, a lot of there was a big turnaround somehow.
I got you. You know, with
creating awareness.
With lesser players, I like to double after a big swing because you do it quickly and you often get a drop because the guy's depressed that the other guy did that. But I don't think when you're playing at players at this level, you go for the emotion too much. You try to do what you think is right according to extreme gammon. And that's one of the reasons why when these matches are analyzed in the computer, you'll find that both players play very, very well. If I had a bet, Matt almost always plays around 3 PR or less, and Jonah's usually between 3 and 4, maybe 4.5. So there's no question that Matt's the favorite in this match. But, you know, an 11-point match, a little bit of dice, and anything can happen. Okay, so we have a 6-3 for Jonah, and he's going to have to leave a shot somewhere. There's no way to play this safely. He's thinking about, does he run or does he break his 9-point? I'm breaking the 9-point. I'm a little afraid to run and get gammoned here, but I'm not sure. It's a tough play, and he's right to take a lot of time. One of the real major differences between beginners and these great giants and players, and I consider Jonah to be a giant level player, is that they're not afraid to use the clock on tough decisions. Most beginners, at the end of the match, the clock has got lots of time left. So he's using plenty of time because he knows it's a tough play. I don't know. Running is running. You have ones and twos are killers. And all right, he broke the 8-point. That would be my play probably, or the 9-point. I would not have run. And he got away with it. He didn't get hit. Getting hit there would have been big.
Run soon. Yeah, you have to run soon, and probably he's putting more threat on you in the next roll.
So you would have run?
Actually, it's reversing trends. You know, he's likely to improve. Yeah. And what are you really hoping for? You know, now it's only
I think
double 4 and double 6, or maybe a big shot. Yeah.
I hear you. What's the problem with the 4? You bring it in to get more builders and get the outside shot. He could have made the point, but what good is having a .7 away when you can have a hitter 11 away and more likely to get a shot if he comes out. So this is a tough decision. Of course, you give him an 11, and you give him the huge joker of an 11 that certainly going to cost you the game if he hits it. But Matt thinks it's worth taking the chance, and I must tell you, I'm not sure. That's why I'm doing commentary and they're playing. All right, dice on the checkers is USBGF rules. This counts when he rolls a 3-2. And this is, it's legal moves and dice on the checkers, USBGF rules that, except for the dice on the checkers, most of the international tournaments play legal moves now. What that means is if you make an illegal move, you must correct it. And if you see your opponent make an illegal move, you also must correct it, even if it's to your detriment. One of the more controversial changes in backgammon in the last few years, and a little bit more sporting that way, I think, but we'll see. All right, going to give him a 10 instead of 11. Same number of shots because double 5 is blocked, so only a 6-4. Good point, Toby. Didn't cost him a thing to move closer, unless he rolls an 11 and gets past. So you got to like Matt's position right now, but holding the cube, Jonah's still in this game quite a bit. But Matt certainly has the edge, mainly because it's harder for Jonah to get out of there off the 3-point. Double ones isn't going to do a lot. Yeah, he doesn't want to stack his checkers. He doesn't want to give up the outside point. I think this is pretty much forced. He doesn't like giving it 8, but not all 8s hit. Double 4 and double 2s don't hit. A 9. He runs now. He's got 3 builders. And not all doubles work. They do. Yeah, it's 9 pointing numbers if he runs. And that would be disaster. So he's going to wait it out. Certainly less gammons by making the play he made. I used to say fewer gammons, but the English language has changed where you can say less or fewer are both correct, which bothers me because I don't like less gammons. I like fewer gammons. Well, he could come out with 2 checkers, but again, giving him that 8. 8's a monster killer. Jonah needed 2 high numbers. 5-3. It's just too dangerous to run there. He just, again, not only loses the game more, he gets gammoned a lot more. It's a good roll for Matt. He's going to get those outside shots. Nothing gets hit. Jonah's forced to come out with any high number. Anything 5 or higher, he's forced to come out. And of course, Jonah would love doubles. I think I give him the double 6 and have the 2 builders. And that's what Matt's doing. He's saying, okay, if he rolls double 6, I lose. Probably lose anyway. That's what Bill Riles pointed out, and he's probably right. So why not? If it doesn't really cost you, just assume he's not going to roll it. Don't be afraid of ghosts. Okay. I think he just plays the front checker all the way. He may keep 2 out. Oh, there's a blot on the board. I would keep the 2 checkers outside. Maximum coverage when he comes out and risk getting hit because of the blot on the 4-point. I wouldn't play to the bar. See how bad Matt plays? How could he possibly be this bad a player and beat me all the time? This is my play.
Like 6-5, for example.
Oh, yeah, he's thinking about his own bad rolls. I'm thinking about,
No,
yeah.
6-5.
Oh, this is my play. I see. This was definitely my play. Jonah's sort of lucky, actually, not to have to come out right now. Oh, double 6. It's always a game changer. Certainly not going to leave him a direct shot. I'm in. Now, Matt can even win the race even if he doesn't get the shot with that double 6. That's a real game changer. Look at this. Talk about game changers. That's now Matt will come in 75% of the time, and he does, and he's going to come in and hit. Of course, you always hit in these situations. You don't let your opponent go. It was a very good roll for Matt to be able to come in and hit. He's going to cover 20 times with a 1 or a 2. Well, he did something even better than covering. Did he play that right? Legally? Oh, double 6. He's playing double 6. He thought he had double 6. Okay. I thought it was me for a second. All right. That's even better than covering because now that gives him some gammons. If you close the board, you should know this. If you close the board and have 2 checkers on the bar and a perfect bear off, you win gammons about 40% of the time. So right now, Matt doesn't have a perfect bear off. He's probably going to win gammons about 38% of the time here. 37. So, you know, he almost always wins the game. I can't even read that dice, but must have been double 3, yeah. And of course, now the gammons are going up. They're probably 48 or 50%, maybe even higher. It's very unlucky for Jonah to get that second checker hit. He rolled a great roll, and Matt jokered him back by coming in, hitting, and then the 6-4 was a huge roll. So people say, how much luck is there in backgammon? I always answer, it's 100% luck if you're identical players, but how often do you see identical players? Oh, here's an opportunity to get off the gammon. This is a real good chance. He missed. Now he's still probably going to get gammon, but he had a shot there. If he'd have hit it, he could have easily saved the gammon. It's pretty hard to get off this gammon. He's going to have to roll some big doubles. 6-4 is not a bad roll, but it's not doubles. This is a tough game for, well, this is a very tough game for Jonah because he really... Oh, hey, look at this. Look at this. Unless Matt rolls doubles, he's going to be off the gammon with every roll. Matt has to roll doubles here. 6 out of 36 times. Okay, no gammon. Automatic. There's not a roll limit. It was a very lucky save at the end. So both players at the end of this game feel like they were unlucky. That's backgammon. Matt thinks he was unlucky not to get gammon, and Jonah thinks he was unlucky not to win. And you both walk away feeling like you got taken. You got jokered on the deal. I'm going to give Matt tips. He just closed the door because he probably could hear me telling him what he should do, telling him how bad he played. Matt and I have been good friends for a long time, and of course, Jonah and I, we go out for our coffee and cigars at tournaments all the time. They're both great guys. It's one of the things I'm so happy to be doing this commentary. I'm giving up playing in one of the side events that I had entered to do this because I love both guys so much, and I really wanted rooting for them both. Terrific guys. By the way, Jonah also does some teaching of backgammon, and as we all know, once you teach, you become great. There's no better way to become a fantastic unbeliever. I'm living proof of that. Well, I'm mediocre. Mediocre proof of that. Okay, well, this is a huge, big start for Matt. Double 3s in the early game. Checker up on the bar. This is a double and a take according for money, and it would be for this as well. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that black gets gammoned 27% and wins this game 33%. And at the moment that double took place, it was 27-33. It's what we call a reference position after a double 3 blitz with 1 on the bar. So it's a big double and a big take for money. And when you're at this score, it's a take, and even more of a take when you're behind in the match. So just because he's losing 2-0 in a match to 11, that still does change your thinking a little bit. You want to be a little bit more aggressive in taking the cube, but this was a clear take anyway. That's a great roll for Jonah. That puts this game, now Matt's sorry that Jonah's holding the cube. This is pretty darn close to an even game, and Jonah's got the cube, which gives him a big advantage and the ability to use the cube as a weapon. But you certainly can't fault either player for any play or cube action at this point. I really like Jonah's position right now. 5 prime is, I'll tell you what, here's one of my secrets. 5 prime is almost as good as a 6 prime. Most people don't know that. But it's really great, especially with 2 checkers back. Jonah's got a commanding position here holding the cube. I mean, Matt's not out of this game, but I sure like Jonah's position. I like this double 4 rather than breaking the midpoint. I mean, he did break the midpoint for more flexibility. He's figuring out it doesn't help him that much to hold your opponent's midpoint, but I would have I would have made the other play. I think he has to point on him here. I don't think there's much question about this play, and he does point on him and split the midpoint checkers to get maximum coverage. Leave him the 1-6, 2-6, 3-6, and 3-5, 2-4-6-8. Am I missing anything? I think it's 8 shot and 3. Yeah, 8 shots. Is it worth 8 shots to leave the blot on the 8 point to have a chance to make the prime? I would. I would play off the midpoint. And Tobias would not. So if I had a bet right now, I'll bet on Tobias. You think those 8 shots is too much? Ah, you win with the cube. This is the theory. So he made Tobias's play. Can't believe how bad all these players are. Of course, again, they're playing and they're giants and I'm not. I'm sitting watching. I would have left the shot. And I would have made the point by now, and I would have had the 6 prime, and I would win with the cube now. I want to see that one at XG. But you can't do a one-ply rollout to see who was right. It just turns out I would have turned out better off. Okay, 5-1. He's going to come out. That's a big play. Big, big play. And he didn't take too long to make it. It would have taken me a half hour to come up with that play. 3-1. Well, the single hit I'm sure about. The double one? Double hit? Yeah, it protects it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, there's that cube. Look how long he took to think about it. It might be too... Who said it might be too good? Dana. And
he's scouting the match.
He's scouting. The Dana Nazarian is here, and Dana, who would have waited and thought it was too good to double. But there's no excuse for Jonah doing it that quickly. That's one thing we can be sure of, whether it's right or not or too good. Yeah, Dana says he doesn't know if it's too good, but he definitely would have thought. I agree. I didn't see too many bad rolls for Jonah. That's one of the keys to knowing whether you're too good or not. Is there any way that the opponent can gain his market? Look at this. They're setting up the board wrong to start with. and he moved 4-1 instead of 3-1. That was the cleverest way to start a game I've ever... And Jonah's laughing. They're having fun. See, that's what backgammon's all about. Here's two guys competing for a lot of money. By the way, there's $60,000 in the pool. They're playing for a lot of money, and they're smiling and laughing. That's why backgammon is so good. You don't see that at chess. I have never seen that in chess. You'll see.
They have a lot of respect for it in their game.
That's. I didn't know they were good friends, but you know, most of us are good friends. That's the big bonus of being at these backgammon tournaments, is you make great friends. Okay, well, Jonah has escaped his back checkers, but the odds of leaving a shot, I don't know about this. I like to split here, so that you get double shots in the outfield, double indirects. I like splitting here. It's nice to have the 4-point made. Dana, you're going to play the winner. What would you do here? I'm splitting.
My initial reaction was to take the 4, but now I like 11 and then...
Yeah, Jonah likes to split too. This is the play I like. Dana likes the split as well. Okay, so he finally got smart and made my play. 5-1. See, this is why you split two. You get double shots. Even if he has to leave a shot in the outfield, it's double shots. You've already got a pretty good board. Your number one goal, you always think about game plan. Matt's game plan was to get a shot and hit it because he was behind in the race, and he's very likely to get a shot, and he wants to be able to hit it. If he hadn't split, he wouldn't have hit that checker. There's a good example. What good is the 4-point if you don't hit a checker? That's a decent return, but again, he's going to get hit most of the time here. It's about 70% of the time he's going to get hit. See, you always get hit here, every time. Impossible not to get hit here. Oops, what happened? He didn't hit him. Well, now, the real question is, do you make the 20-point here? This is a hard call when you're down in the race of whether or not he moves the 4 from the back checker and makes his opponent's golden point or not. I would tend not to in this position. I would tend either, well, I don't know if I leave the shot and make the 4, but I'm certainly slotting the 4. I might move to the bar and then play 6-4. But I'm not going to see. This is a play I would not make. It's tricky though. It's a tough question when you do it. When you're way down in the race like this and your opponent's brittle. maybe you weren't way down. You're right. Being able to count the pips quickly and know what the race is one of Matt's great skills. In fact, Matt is one of the few players in the world that usually, and I don't know if he's doing it now, he starts out knowing that the pip count is 167, and he keeps it running in his head for both players the entire time. He not only knows where he is in the race, he knows the exact pip count all the time. Very few players can do that without being distracted. And again, I don't know if he's doing it in this match, but he usually does. And I play with him so often. I was in the middle of a chouette while all the screaming and yelling is going on, and cubes flying and drinks going by and the girls walking by, and I say, Matt, what's the pip count? And he knows exactly both sides without counting because he already has it. I think he does it just to show off. He's like Jake Jacobs. I was just trying to prove how smart he is, that he really is a genius. Okay, what's going on here? He has his holding game, and now this game is pretty much over. Let's see. I think the race is pretty solid. I don't know. Until that roll, that was a good reason for Matt to make the 5-point because he really wasn't out of the race. Now with the double sixes, he might still be in the race. Jonah's counting. Matt already knows. Well, just ask Matt. You don't have to count. He'll tell you. Karen Davis and Steve Sachs, I think, are the two fastest pip counters I know. Art Benjamin is way up there. 16 down, Toby? Okay, with 16 down, I have a rule of thumb for this. If you're up, you have to be up 15% in the race to double, but he's got 2 landing places, so I could double only being up about 11 or 12% in the race. But with 16 down and 2 landing places, having the 7 and 8 point, I'm pretty sure that I dropped this cube. The score really doesn't matter here. It's like money. So for money, I'm dropping this cube, and I would think it's a drop here as well. It wouldn't be a huge error to take. My guess is that Matt wins this game about 23% of the time, and the take points about 20, live cube take points about 21%. So it's real close, but then you add in the possibility of a couple of gammons here. I think Matt gets gammon like 4% from a position like this. So it's got to be borderline, but I'm passing. The other reason Matt might pass is this game takes very little skill from here on. Both players are going to play at 0 PR, pretty close to it, except maybe on a recube. And when there's no skill advantage, then, and Matt, I'm sure, is thinking he has a skill advantage over Jonah, but not big. By the way, I'm not sure if the winner or loser plays Dana. They're all going to play Dana, but I wouldn't put a skill advantage of there against Dana. Dana is not as well known as Matt lately because he hasn't played in as many tournaments, but I'll bet his PR is damn close to Matt's. Okay, he took. I would have passed. Would you have taken or passed that, Dana? 16. And 2 landing places.
109.
Yeah.
Well, Dana would have taken 2, so okay, there you go. Another reason why I'm doing the commentary and they're doing the playing. I would make the ace point here. But it is better for the race to bring 2 in. You don't actually probably bringing 2 in might be right. You want to talk about good distribution? There's your good distribution. I think he's assuming he's not going to get a shot here. In fact, he'd almost like Matt to run. You know, a lot of beginners might run thinking, oh, I can't hit me, but you want him out of there. You want him to run when you're way up in the race. Matt's game is to try and get a shot or roll doubles. Now he's thinking he wants to hold him back, I guess. Oh, there it is. See, I told you this was a take. Anybody who would have passed this cube's an idiot. Ah, and he blocked double 2s. How smart was that? That's why he put his checkers there. He's still... This is tough. It's nice to be in a race holding the cube. Most people don't know that if you're in a race, a relatively middle-sized race of 60, 80 pips or more, and you're holding the cube, he moved the 1. He moved the 1. That part's legal. Yeah. If you're holding the cube in a race, you're getting an extra 18% winning chances because of the recube vig, the possibility of being able to use that cube to double your opponent out or to raise the stakes. He brought 2 in, which gives him a bad 6-1 only, and a bad 6-1 and 6-2. But he's really focusing on the race here. And all of his ones he has to hold back on. The great Howard Markowitz has joined us, and I don't want to hear from you after you beat me last night. I'm still mad at you. It was a huge deal. And you won $20 on the side for beating Paul Franks. I put a bounty out on Paul, and he wins it on top of beating me in the little tournament last night here in Vegas. At least I can hold my own with you at Gin Rummy. We're pretty close at Gin Rummy. Are you still ranked number 4 in the world, Howard?
I don't want to build your ego, but one guy's in the commentary. You're OTR.
All right, let's get back to the game. Oh, they're still playing? I didn't notice. I was too busy with more important things. Giving shtick to my friend Howard. Oh, there we go. There we go. That makes up for the double 6. Double 6 put Matt in the game. The double 5 doesn't put him away, but it makes it pretty tough now. Pretty tough. That's right. I always take a checker off when you can, with very, very few exceptions, when you need doubles. And sometimes with double 1s, you don't take a checker off when you can. But most of the time, you just pull them off. There's no skill here. Even after the double 5, Matt's got a chance here. He needs a double. Why wouldn't you? Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. You go to the 2 or not. Sometimes you don't go all the way to the ace. All right, Matt's got to have a double. Or not miss. Or not miss. That's right. If Matt doesn't miss, it's 3-roll, 3-roll. If Matt doesn't miss, he doesn't roll a 5 or a 2. Oh, there's the 2. It didn't. I said don't roll a 5 or a 2. You know, the dice do hear you. You have to be very careful what you say out loud. He's got to take the checker off. He did. Now it gets tougher. All right, he has a chance. Double 3s or greater. Double 3, 4, 5, or 6. 4 rolls out of 36. 11%. And he missed it. Okay. Very exciting with the dice on the end. I think the real big thing in that game was whether you take her past that cube. I can't wait to see what XG says. But Dana would have taken it, and Matt took it, so it's probably a take. I wouldn't bet against them. But I promise it wasn't a big take. Okay, so with a 4-2 lead to 11, and by the way, I don't think it's 4-2. I think it's 9 away, 7 away. You got to get in the habit of thinking the away score, because that's all that matters in backgammon. In fact, I even think the scoreboard should read that way. But some people think that's wrong. But well, someday it's going to be there. All right, he's hitting here because you don't have much else to do with the 6-4, and he has an advantage to hit because he's got more interboard points. Even one more interboard point gives you a huge edge in a hitting game. And it's not because of the dancing, it's because of the flexibility of the numbers when you come in. Okay, 4-6, that's sort of a joker, coming in and hitting. A dance, I would think about the cube now. I would definitely be thinking about the cube. He's down in the match a little bit. That's a more incentive. This might even be, this is close, probably not a double for money, but because of the match score, it might just be a cube. He's going to hit with 1s, 3s, 8s, a 5-3, double 5s or jokers, double 3s or jokers. He does give the cube. Got a lot of market losers, and I think it's an easy take because, by the way, I use what I call reverse Woolsey's law. If I'm not sure my opponent has a double, I'm always taking. And I wasn't positive about that cube, so I would take it too.
previous game, the cube.
Yeah.
Small cube, huge take.
Oh, really? Small cube, huge take? All right.
300.
Well, I got it wrong. I would have passed it. I thought it was a small pass. I think it was a huge cube, but maybe we miscounted the race. Wait a minute. 12 pips. That's the difference. Well, I was told 16 pips. This is Tobias's fault. He told me 16 pips. If it was 12 pips, it's an easy take. No question about it. We got the pip count wrong. If it was 16 pips, then I'm sure I would have been right about it. Okay.
Right.
Provided he put it in right, yeah. A lot of people think we should have boards where you push a button and get the pip count, but it's part of the skill of the game, being able to count the pips. And, you know, I teach a lot of, I've had over 300 students. Most of them are intermediates and low open players. And one of the most aggravating things that I have to make sure they learn is how to count the damn pips. By the way, I do have 2 videos on YouTube with shortcuts for counting that are really great. Email me at phil@sim.org and I'll send you the, anybody watching who wants these shortcuts. phil@simb.org. It's my name, Simborg. And I'll give you the link to the videos. One of them is about colorless counting, which my old dear departed friend Bob Urquhart helped come up with. Okay, it was 16 pips, so whoever put it in and gave us the advice, that was wrong. Okay, let's focus on this game. Jonah's in big trouble if he doesn't roll a 3 here. Or at least an ace. Only a 4 to cover. Or a double 5. Here's 4. Now, do you come down for more hitters? Yeah, because he hasn't got too many anti-jokers from the back. I guess double 3, double 4, double 5 is... No, he hasn't got any crashing numbers, so that's why he was able to do that. Do you switch points here? I don't, because now I think I let my opponent make the ace point because I don't have enough ammunition to cover the 4 again. I don't switch here. And obviously I'm wrong. Matt did it pretty quickly. Dana, would you switch here? Toby? You can't let him make her? You do switch. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The switch has to be right then. I thought with no ammunition I wouldn't have switched, but Toby's right. 11 aces, but only 1 double 4. Switch probably was right. He did it pretty quickly too, but I would have been hesitant to switch there with only 1 builder but it's working out great, and it's proven to be probably right. One thing that Matt has to think about that people don't think about here is his own anti-jokers. What rolls crash for him, like double 4s? What are his bad rolls that would make him lose his builders in his position? So he's looking at all those as well. There's a lot more going on than just bringing builders into the zone. You worry about your crashing numbers. At this point, even if Jonah were to end up anchoring on the 4, he's got a big, big game. Of course, his whole goal now is to stop him from anchoring. Assuming that Jonah doesn't roll double 4s and rolls 1 4, he's certainly got to hit him. One mistake beginners make here is slotting the 4, which you might do if you're desperate, but you're not desperate here. And if you get hit, it makes it harder to come in and hit him back again. Yeah. Keep in mind, he doesn't need to make the 4 point to win gammons this game. All he needs to do is not leave shots. He'd rather make the 4 point, so he's going to give himself maximum numbers. And look, he didn't leave Jonah the double 4 to come in and hit, which wouldn't be disaster here, but why do it? Why, if you don't need to, why give him a joker that's an even bigger joker? All right, if he doesn't hit him here, he's not playing backgammon. He rolls double 4s, doesn't hit. Double 4s, who we see it, 5-2, he rewarded for his play. His switch worked. By the way, I hope everybody knows that I was kidding when I said I wouldn't switch. Nobody knew? That's one of the biggest problems in my life. When I'm kidding, people don't laugh. And when I say something serious, they laugh like crazy. Okay, he's saying I'm not going to really play for backgammon here. I want to just make sure I get the gammon. Let the guy come in, and that's reasonable. The odds of backgammons with 3 checkers up are not that high, and you want to make sure you get the gammon. But I don't know, without a board on the other side, I'm not quite sure clearing the 6 is right there. It's not automatic for me. I think there were enough backgammons where I might not have cleared the 6 with that play. That's another one I want to see. I can't wait to see this in XG. And for those of you who may not know, XG stands for Extreme Gammon. Everybody who's serious about backgammon should have Extreme Gammon. www.extremegammon.com. It's $60, and it's the greatest tool in the world. It tells you everything that's right and wrong. And by the way, if you join the U.S. Backgammon Federation, you get 20% off. That's just one of the many benefits for joining usbgf.org, is a discount in Extreme Gammon. Now, I want to give full disclosure. I have a financial interest in Extreme Gammon. You go there on the site and you say, where did you hear about it? And you click on Phil Simborg, and I make a little money. But I also will help you with a tutorial that'll tell you how to use it. I'm talking about everything but this game because this game is all but over, and it's going to be a 99.9% gammon, maybe. Maybe 99.6. All right. So now it's a gammon. Right. That's that bet that I make all the time. I bet people I won't get gammon, and I leave a checker back, get backgammon. They always get mad when they pay me on that bet. Okay. This game has changed dramatically. Winning 4 points is always big in an 11-point match at almost any score. And so Matt's going to be a small favorite in this match. I'd say he's probably, what, a 60%, 60-40 favorite, something like that. 5 away, 7 away. And that probably doesn't change your cube or checker play too much at this point. It might change big on recubes. But the initial cube, you're still going to play pretty much like money, what we call money play. Pretty ugly 5-1. So why do you slot here? One thing is if it pays off big if you don't get hit. And another thing, you're unstacking your 6-point. One of the key concepts in backgammon is you start out with too many checkers on your 6-point and 13-point. So you're looking for opportunities to move checkers off. And you have what Bill Roberti calls a more robust game. I believe Roberti came up with that. It might be him or Kit Woolsey or McGrill. I get them all mixed up. They're all geniuses, and they all wrote the best books on backgammon originally. Art Benjamin gave a good online lecture the other day, and they asked him what his favorite books are, and he named my favorite book. I think Walter Trice's Backgammon Boot Camp. If I had to recommend one book, that would be it. Although there's so many really good ones, and the later books recently by Michi and by Mark Olson, they're very good as well. All right, 4-1. You make the golden point. You go behind him. You like staying back a little bit because he's losing the race. Again, you should always be thinking about your overall strategy. There's 4 strategies in backgammon: racing, blocking, hitting, and what we call an anchor game. We call that the 4th strategy. The Backgammon Learning Center, the group that Perry Gartner and I run with Matt Cohn-Geier, by the way, is one of our teachers. Mochi is one of our teachers. We preach there's 4 different basic strategies to think about. But with that in mind, Matt's behind in the race. He's not going to get a priming game when your opponent's holding your golden point. So you're going to play an anchor game and try and get a shot and hit it. That's why you don't come up and make your opponent's 5-point, make it easier to go behind. Okay, 5-4 here. You could make the 2-point or the 3-point. You make the 3-point and you're completely stripped and you're stacked. I would make the 2-point here or run. That's the point. And he's running because he's winning the race. And it's kind of hard to get hit and pointed on here when you got a blot. If he rolled a 5-1, he would cover and hit. With a 4-1, he's got a problem. So the run is pretty good idea. Now what? Now you make the golden point, maybe? With that checker 6 away, that might be a good idea. I don't know. This is my play. I still wouldn't make the golden point. I still wouldn't make the 20 point, but you would. Tobias would make the 20 point. This is a very aggressive play hitting. Where's your 4? They're all ugly. The risk of getting hit twice here is just way too high to me. If you get hit twice and you don't hit back, game over. That's why I don't make this play. There's a lot of rolls that hit twice. I think I just talked Matt out of it. Later on, we're going to find out he could hear me and he took all my plays. Of course, he disagreed with me most of the time, so maybe that's his goal. He listens to me and does the opposite. Smart strategy. This is my play. Tobias makes the 20 point. We lose Dana? Yeah, Dana's not here. He's already learned enough that he knows he can win. So what's happening is Dana will play Jonah and Matt as well. And if one player wins both their matches, he's the champion. If they split and everybody goes 1-1, then they're going to play another round robin of 7 points for the championship. If it was me, I'd offer to hedge and split right now.
You were the dog of the 3.
If I were the dog of the 3, they wouldn't split. I'll never forget, I got to my first major championship finals. I'm playing Mike Senkowitz in the finals of the Michigan Open, and I called my coach, Perry Gartner, and I said, well, I'm playing Senk. I'm in the finals. What do you recommend? He said, hedge. That was great advice. Made me feel real confident. By the way, I did get lucky and win, but I outplayed Senk. We both played right just under 5 PR, and I outplayed him by a little bit. That was my first big win, but Senk wouldn't hedge. I don't wonder why he wouldn't hedge with me.
Your only big one?
Well, no, I was one of my few. Actually, coming in second in your tournament, Bill, in San Antonio, I think I won as much money there as I did in Michigan almost. That was great. Jonah's a Texas champ. I was a finalist there. Matt, that was one of my favorite tournaments. They had what did you call it, where you had to do the PR, the duel. Matt Cohn-Geier was playing a Kiko, I think, in the semifinals, and he timed out. In the finals, and he timed out. Matt timed out on the clock, and you automatically lose when you time out. So talk about a genius. You know, they talk about a genius forgets where he puts his keys. He forgot his clock in a huge match. Matt's won so many tournaments. He almost always wins or cashes in the Vegas Open. This is one of his best tournaments ever, and this is one of the toughest tournaments. When you look at the draw here, I mean, I can't tell you how many giants are here. Aside from Mochi and Michi being here, Steve Sachs, Joe Russell, Granstead, Tobias, Kit Woolsey, Dana. I mean, the list goes on and on of the great players that are here, of the giants. This is one of the toughest tournaments I've ever seen in the United States. I think this, you know, you go to Cyprus and Monte Carlo and the Nordic, which are real tough. I don't think they have as many or more giants than we're seeing right here at this tournament.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Bill was talking about the World Team Championships in Trier, which Tobias ran. It was one of the most beautiful, exciting, wonderful settings and well-run tournaments I've ever been to. I can't wait for Venice next year. Okay, double take. I think this is an easy take. I wasn't sure about the double. But maybe being down in the match a little bit influenced them. I'm not sure about this double. I'm sure about the take. You know, you very rarely get gammon with the 4-point anchor, even with that extra blot there. And a lot of numbers leave shots that's indirect immediately. No, he wanted a 9 out of 10. But this plays. Probably won't leave a shot on this roll. He's got a lot of safe numbers. He's got a point on him, which is a great roll. Now nothing gets hit. He's going to easier to bring it in. This makes the double look really good. You got to love that roll for Jonah. Okay, Matt's staying back for the shot. Again, he's thinking about what's my game plan. I want to get a shot and hit it. He could have played safely, but this is not a time to play safe. He's trying to get that shot. I don't think this matters that much which one he played there. And that's another thing about when you're playing with the clock. Don't take up too much time if you don't think the play matters that much. Don't be afraid to make a .02 error or .01 error if you think it's close. Double sixes. This is not, he doesn't need numbers to win this race. This is going to make him leave a shot sooner, which is actually not great for Jonah. But Matt's running out of a little time here too. He's going to run. Do you run with the front one or the back one? Here's the question. The front one, maximize shots. Maximize chances to get a shot.
I don't either.
Yep. And if you run with the back one, it's just that much easier for him to bring it home. I think this is clearly right. There aren't that many rolls that pick and pass and point on them, or one's a pick and passer. Absolutely, the reason you pick it up, you didn't have to hit, but you don't want your opponent on that 3-point. He gets more shots from there. You hope he comes in higher, like a 5. That's why it was so right for the hit, for Jonah to hit there. 2-1, he's going to stay back with both checkers and hope that he sees a 6-2 or a 6-3. Or 5-2 or 5-3. I don't know what he's thinking about. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the other guy. I had the other guy on roll. I thought that was Matt's roll. I'm used to a baffle box where everything's on one side. Baffle boxes greatly improve the game, make the game run smoother, guarantee fair rolls, and I sell them. So there's a lot of reasons to buy baffle boxes. I design them. I'm on my 16th design of baffle boxes over the last 20 years. And of course, I have a baffle box that's for any board and also for the P40 board, which I also represent. Okay, this game is over. The only question is there going to be some jokers here and get a gammon? He's probably going to get off this gammon. There are still some gammon chances, especially if Jonah can roll doubles or Matt rolls lousy rolls like a 3-2. But there are certainly are chances for gammons here, and that would be huge if Jonah wins a gammon. Double 3 is a very good roll. Bring it all the way in. When you're getting off a gammon, you want to bring checkers to your 6-point when you can. That means you're not wasting any pips. So you saw that Matt only thought about 1 second to bring it to a 6-point. If he rolls a 4 here, he'll bring that checker to a 6-point. There it is. See that? What a prediction I made. I think I've taught Matt most of what he knows. Okay. Yeah, it was big not to get to the extra crossover. He needed a 9. Yeah, there it is. Matt has to have a set here. He has to roll doubles to get off the gammon. And not aces? You're right. Oh my God. Swing, 2 big swing games. Gammon. Wow, that's exciting. The adrenaline is running, and you got to keep that adrenaline down when you're playing. I think in a lot of ways, when you have great players like this, I think backgammon is like golf. In golf, all you're trying to do is make the best shots yourself. You can't control what your opponent does. In backgammon, all you're trying to do is make the best play yourself. You can't control the dice or what your opponent does. So you've got to keep that adrenaline down and not get shook. Control those emotions. And Matt does it better than anybody I know. You never know when he's always smiling. You never know when he's winning or losing. He's always real easygoing. I've never seen him upset. I saw him in a chouette get jokered in a huge cube and lose a ton. He was making jokes about it. He's really easygoing about it. Looks at the big picture. Of course, Matt has also done incredibly well outside of tournament play. He's done tremendously well in money play. He's made a lot of money playing backgammon. I hope the IRS is listening, and that takes a lot of pressure off if you've got a lot of money in the bank. He's a very, very top money player, and backgammon can be played for no money at all and be a great, exciting, fun game, but a lot of people are out there playing for money, and a lot of these top players do. I told Matt I'll play him for any amount of money he wants to play for. He'll take my check. Okay, I certainly like Matt's position here. I don't know that this is a double yet. I wish I could count the race a little bit faster, but I think it's an easy take, so I'm not sure about the double, but I would certainly be thinking about it just like Matt is, in addition to the fact that it's 3 away, 5 away. The interesting thing is most people don't know this. The take point for Jonah is lower than the take point for Matt. Jonah's take point at 3 away, 5 away, because he doesn't give up as much as he gains by winning 2 points. If he wins 2 points, he gets to Crawford. That gives him a big advantage. So it's an easy take. His take point's about 24, 25%. And Matt's take point would only be about 22, 23%. Talking about live cube take points.
Nice flexibility.
Shift twice, hit twice. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was an easy take. I wasn't sure of the double. This is my play. I don't like the blot out there. And I still think you have enough ammunition if he rolls a 4 or a 5 to go after him. You certainly do try to blitz here. That's your only game. I would make this play as opposed to the loose hit. The loose hit is much better structure. That's what Matt's thinking. But now if he rolls a 2, 4, or 5, I'm not really happy. All 3 of those rolls. So I like this play much better. I think I taught Matt this play once. He maybe forgot. All right, he made my play. That's one. That's one. One where the giant makes my play. Now you go for the blitz. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 checkers in the zone is the minimum for a blitz. But when you roll a 3-1 and can make the 5 point, that's also very, very big. If you had 10 checkers in the zone, I might have hit there with a 3-1. With 9 checkers in the zone, you make the 5 point. It's really close. I've run this many times. Now, this is absolutely a more offensive play. The other play, you stop gammons pretty much in most of the time, is much safer. But I think hitting's right here. I would hit. And so does Jonah. 3-2. Anchor and come down. That's about all you can do. I really like that hit of Jonah's there instead of playing the safe play. Sometimes the best defense is the strong offense. Matt really wanted a 3 there. I think he comes in with the... He didn't come in with the 5 and down with the 3. He's playing it bigger because with the 5, he's giving his opponent way too many rolls that hit loose and point on him on the 5 point, which would be pretty much disaster. See, another reason I like the baffle box. This doesn't happen with a baffle box. These checkers on the... And when you're playing in a bar like I usually play, they're on the floor. The dice get sticky. Well, with a good baffle box like mine, they don't get stuck. Pat Gibson doesn't like baffle boxes as much as I do.
Like them at all.
Yeah, I know. Some people just love the feeling of shaking the dice. And by the way, you can still do that with a baffle box. You can shake the dice and use a cup. My friend Herb Roman does it that way, and we allow it unless he misses the baffle box 4 times in one day. Then we make him stop. 2-1. Well, I don't come up with the 2. That's for sure. So he goes behind. $6-2 is the roll. And I'm hitting. I'm hitting and coming up. I'm hitting because I have more interboard points, and there's a blot on the ace point of black. So if I'm mad, I'm hitting with the 6. The only alternative really is to come out and play quietly. And I don't think you want to play quietly. You've given your opponent the cube, and you're behind in the match. All right, he listened to me again. I'll come up with the 2. That's my play. All right, I got 2 right. That's not bad for a match for me. Whoops. And he should never have hit there. That was stupid. You're going to get hit back and cover. How can he do it? How can he be so dumb? I thought he was smart. He made my play, and look what happened. That's what happens when you make my play. Very good return. The winner plays Dana? Okay.
It could be the last match.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the winner plays Dana. And if the winner beats Dana, then it's all over. Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense than it could be.
They can do what? Yeah.
$63. Very good roll if he doesn't get hit. You don't like playing a double holding game. I don't call this a back game when you have the 5 and 3 point. I call it a double anchor game. And you don't like playing a double anchor game when your opponent has the cube. It's because you're an underdog, usually in the game. But
they're hard to maintain timing.
Yeah. Hard to maintain timing, as Bill points out. But one other reason that you give the cube here is it's very, very hard for Jonah to recube when it's 8-6, when it's 3 away, 5 away. Matt's not going to see that cube back in his face unless it's gin, because then Matt redoubles automatically and they're playing for the match. So that's one reason why Matt's double may have been okay, may have been right. I can't wait to see that one in XG. I didn't say it wasn't a double. I'm saying I probably would not have doubled, and I wasn't sure it was a double. And it was such an easy take is another reason. I don't like to double when my opponent doesn't have a hard decision. I want to make it tough on my opponent, mainly because I want to be mean.
You did the 8?
Well,
I don't want to bury.
I'm not. I think now's the time to leave the shot. I agree with this play, mainly because the board is not complete, and the blot in the board would make me more excited to leave the shot and get that back checker cleared. But Bill pointed it out. Timing is, but it's really the biggest problem with Jonah's game is that he's got the 11 point. The biggest problem is the 11 point. He has to do that ace. He has got no choice. And he's got to bring the 2 in.
Yeah.
There's no other ace. That's his ace.
Play 3.
Yeah.
I don't. 4-1.
Oh, that's right. He could play 4-1. That's what he's thinking about. I didn't see that at first. But I wouldn't do it. I'd rather bring the checker in. I wouldn't have done this. Well, it is a lot more. You counted the shots. You get hit a lot more on the 12 point than the 13. Don't you? I have to add the shots up, but I think there was a couple more shots. Well, if there weren't, then I would have come closer. Instead of throwing a checker to the ace and bring a checker in. That's why you have to stop and count shots.
240 viewers might remind them the like button.
Huh?
240 viewers, you might remind them to hit the like button.
Oh, we have 240 viewers. Please hit the like button.
Backgammon Galaxy stream.
That's the Backgammon Galaxy stream. And by the way, thank you, Backgammon Galaxy, for being involved and helping out with this. I'm not sure, but I know Bill Riles and Tara are doing all the work on the streaming, and this Backgammon Galaxy and Mark Olson have done one. Oh, here's a big hit, big joker. Jonah really needs a 2 here or a 1-6, and he gets it. He gets the 2. He isn't thrilled about the 1, but he's not about to roll over. He'll take it. The 1 is really tricky. The 1 is very tricky. Really tricky. This is really, he has to hit the 2.
Double tiger.
Yeah, double tiger. That's triple suicide. 4-2. That's a great roll for Matt. Ooh, now you hit loose on the 2 with the 4. Yep, real quick. And that's not my 1. You need a 5 to cover. Why give yourself a 5 to cover both those points? That's it. You want a 6 to cover the 7 point and a 5 to cover the 2 point. Diversify your rolls. So now it's both a 6 and a 5 are good rolls instead of a 5 and a 5 if he'd have done it the other way. Wow, this really, really went well for Matt. And he was in trouble. He was in trouble. The joker was the 6-3 hit from the 2 point. 1 roll can really turn a game around.
No-win situation for Jonah at this point. Even if he rolled aces, he's so stripped back here, he's going to leave more shots.
Yeah. Well, he wants to roll aces to get off the gammon, that's for sure. I mean, a gammon here gives makes Matt a 75% favorite in the match. 1 away, be 1 away, 3 away, be about 75% favorite if he can win a gammon. So that's big is trying to stop the gammon. You see, you give him the 1-6. It's well worth it. 1-6 doesn't happen that often, about 5.5% of the time. And when he doesn't roll it, you can hit him with a 6 or make the prime with a 5. Now, you roll a 5-1 here, you have to hit because you have no other 1. Did I call that or not? Because you can't play the 5 for the prime because there's no 1 otherwise. So he has to hit. Probably wanted to hit anyway because he wants this gammon. All right. Think 11, so you don't miss it when you roll an 11. That's right. You get the maximum covers. Wow. Gammon after gammon in this match. Really huge swings, but this looks, Jonah's fighting back. His gammon chances just went down.
Gammon 2 cube in a row.
In a row. Yep, if it happens.
If it happens.
Look at this. He's hitting instead of playing quietly. He'd rather get hit than see him anchor. He'd rather see neither. This is big that Jonah keeps rolling 1s here. Got a good chance to anchor now.
Moves all of that. Shoulders.
Yeah. It's tough. It's going to be tough to close them out now. Jonah's favored to make that ace point anchor, but every roll, you going to hit him? I'm not sure I do that. With no covers, and now you have some anti-jokers. Double 3, I guess, is the only real anti-joker. And I said it out loud, that's going to make it happen. Oh, 6-1. I forgot about 6-1. 6-1 and double 3. That's why I wouldn't have hit him last time. If I had counted that one as well. This really, really hurt Matt's game. But I think that play of hitting on the ace point there might have been wrong. It could cost him big time.
Jonah's got several rolls of opportunity to make that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure that last hit was right by Matt. Again, that's the nice thing about modern backgammon. We can put it in XG and see what's right. Is XG ever wrong? Once in a while. You roll it out, and it's probably right. But in these kinds of plays, it's going to always be right. You can take it to the bank. Some backgame plays and so some of the more complicated positions, XG might not be right. I think Jim Pasco, my buddy, and others have played games against XG, making the opposite play and having much better results. And I'm talking about after playing 10,000 games. There we go. There's that anchor. You go to the ace and throw a checker away or leave the shot. I think you have to go to the ace. I think you have to throw the checker away.
A minute ago, I don't know where.
When he comes back, could he tell him that he has a half? And
keep it down.
Blitz number 1.
I'd throw a checker away.
I would too. You don't want to
I'm a gammon averse here. I don't think I'm going to win this game too much if I'm Jonah.
The anchor to maybe
Yeah.
save the game and
Yeah.
get another checker.
He did. I just don't think you go for try to win this game as much as to save the gammon. You get lucky, you get lucky. That play was pretty much forced. Double sixes. Wow. That was big. That was really big. Thinking about making the 2-point. I think it's awfully hard to bring it home, but could be. Could be. Probably right, now that I look at it. Hard to bring home those checkers from the 11-point.
Unbelievable swing
Oh,
Jonah gammoned him.
the swing, in my opinion, was when Matt hit with that last time. I really don't think that was right. Oh, yeah, we're talking big swings. And like I said, oh, pretty hard for Jonah to ever get in a recube. Now he's going to go, now he's too good. Yeah, now he can win a gammon and win the match. But the gammon value isn't really high here. Just by winning the 2 points and being ahead 1 away, 5 away, he's like an 84% favorite. So the gammon only gets him 16% more. That's why the value of the gammon isn't tremendously high. But
so crazy because Matt was probably what 80% plus
Oh.
to gammon
oh,
Jonah,
yeah,
and now it's turned.
absolutely. And it's turned because of the 6-1 crashing roll, which I actually didn't think of it at the moment, because I would have, though. I would have looked at that because I saw the 3 as an anti-joker and didn't see the 6-1. Of course, then you have to roll it, and your opponent has to roll the 2s and come in. So I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I wouldn't have done it. All right. What about a double here? What about a recube here? This is interesting. Would Matt take? Could that have possibly been a recube for Jonah? I don't know if I'm taking if I'm Matt and just cash there. I don't know. We'll see. If he rolled a bad roll, he'll leave the shot. Oh my God. You know what they say about this game? More swings than a schoolyard. Look at this game, back and forth. Now Matt's a pretty good favorite here. And he was getting slaughtered. I'm not sure Jonah missed a cube. At least I would have thought about it. Look at this.
But that whole sequence, Jonah saved the game.
Yeah. Yeah, he saves the gammon. Right now, Jonah's gammon chances are somewhere in the range of 2.5 to 3%. So he's not likely to get gammon, and he's happy about that. But he had this game pretty much won. Well, I can't tell if Matt's laughing. If he didn't have the mask on, I know he'd be laughing, because Matt's always laughing. And
Gonna have a 3-point match.
yeah, it's gonna be a 3-point match. 3 away, 3 away. It's a great match, exciting match. This game had a lot of swings though, and I cannot wait to see this one analyzed by XG. So what's Matt doing here? He's making sure his double sixes don't leave a shot. That's why the 1 was played from the 6 to the 5. It's a perfect roll. This is the perfect setup for bearing off. Near perfect. Comes in with the 4, takes off the 6, and then he only leaves a shot with double 6 and double 5. 6-3 is nice and safe. Now he only leaves a shot with 6-5. So he minimizes his risks on all these plays. I would play this perfectly safe. He didn't. I would have made, see, now he can leave shots with high doubles, so I would not have done that, but Matt felt it was worthwhile. Yeah, you do get more gammons that way if things go well.
You're gonna play the winner.
Yeah, because of the gammons, you take boxes, you're right. Well, the gammon chances just went up some. This would be a, oh my God. this would be, like I said, it was about 2 to 3% gammon chances. And now here's the shot. This is a huge roll. He needs a 3. Oh, he got it. But
he's exposed.
He's exposed. That's okay. He's happy to be exposed. He's happy to have that shot.
Rather than being on the bar.
Yeah, that's right. 5-2. Got a good chance of getting off this gammon now. He's highly favored not to. Ooh, double 2s. This is very interesting. Do you give him a 2 and get closer? I know I move at least 1 2.
At least 1.
At least 1. And I'm not moving 2. I'm moving 1 or 4. I think I move 4. I don't know.
What do you think, Dana?
Not giving any direct.
Not giving a direct. So you move 1?
Giving up the game. Not gonna...
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that.
I would have moved at least 1.
You had to move 1 to get closer.
Well, you want...
But that gives him an 8. Look at this. Oh my goodness, he gets hit. Now he's a gammon risk again. Oh boy. I stay back. Double 1s, 1 2, 3 1, 2 1. Good shots. Oh boy. 6 3. Automatic. Only one off. It's all about the, oh, great roll. That's a big, big roll for Jonah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Dana didn't like the double 2 play, and I didn't either. I would have moved 1 for sure. All right, let's see. Do you put it on the 3? I don't think so. I think you come closer. I mean, double 3s hurt you if you don't put it on the 3, but everything else helps you by coming closer, I think. That's the play, I think. Yes. Okay. So your double 3s is your bogey if you made that play. Okay, there's still some rolls. Oh. Why didn't he even let him roll? He could have rolled double 3s, couldn't he?
Jonah rolled around him.
Yeah, but Matt, maybe Matt didn't see it.
One guy was asking if you had any comments or whatever about XG3 status or
XG3? Oh, it's the same status as every XG. Xavier, who's designed Extreme Gammon, has promised that it would be out by 6 months ago, and it will be. So I can promise you it will be out 6 months ago. And oh, he didn't get it out 6 months ago, did he? Here's the problem. Here's the problem with XG3. And I was at Xavier's home recently, and we went through a lot of ideas about what it's going to be. It's going to be pretty much the same as the XG you see now, but it's going to be highly improved in containment games and back games and other kinds of games. So it's just going to be better. It's going to be the same and only better with a few other upgrades. And how long it takes depends on Xavier. The man is a perfectionist. He insists on doing it right. When XG first came out, I encouraged him. In fact, I talked him into making XG to begin with. At the time, there was snowy, and he said he told me he could make a better program. I said, let's do it, and I would help him market it and help him design it, and we did, and it was very successful. But it took almost a year longer than we thought it would because he's such a perfectionist. He wants to make sure it's really, really great. So I can't tell you exactly when it's going to be out, but it's really being worked on, and it's really terrific. They're taking a quick break, and Jonah's standing right here. Good luck, Jonah. You're doing great. I only criticized half your moves, and it turns out I was wrong on all of them, so I should have criticized all of them. That's right. But a very exciting match. Very, very exciting. Fun to watch.
Oh, man.
And you're both playing very well, I'm sure.
Did all the hard...
Yeah.
Then you whip. Twice.
Mm-hmm. But you know what I like most, Jonah? You're smiling and you're having fun. You're my hero. I love that. I love that. You always have fun. You're a great guy. So what else do you want to talk? Do you have any other questions from the, anybody have any questions? Post them online, and Bill Riles will read them to me, and we'll try and cover them.
During this little break, monitoring the chat here, so if anybody's got any questions of Phil. Or
Any questions on the chat? We're
Here.
monitoring the chat. If you have any questions about anything, just don't ask me about marriage and divorce. You know, I'm really happy to be in Vegas. I live in Florida now, and I got lucky and won the Wisconsin tournament. I'm ranked 4 in the ABT, so I'm taking a shot at trying to win some more points and get ranked higher if I can win some points. So I came to this real easy event where there's hardly any good players where I know I could win. But I'm also going to make it to the California State Championships on December 2nd through 5th because, number one, I go there every year anyway. It's the California tournaments, and Candace runs an amazing event. Pat Gibson, she took it over from Pat Gibson, and she does all kinds of things to make the event what I call player friendly. And you just have fun there. Even if you win or lose, it doesn't matter. It's just an incredible event. Rory has taken over the running of the Vegas event. He's also running one in Chicago, December 15th. I'm going to go there as well. Those are the last 3 major ABT events of the year. I'm looking forward to them all. One of the big things about Vegas is the incredible players that it draws. Pardon me, but California does too. We often see, I guess because it's in California, we often see the Japanese players come over. Mochi or Michi are often there, and most of the best players in the country will travel even across the country to be there because it's just such a fun event. And of course, LA is great. The event is always at I think it's at the Hilton this year. It's at the Hilton most years. It's right by the airport. Really convenient. You don't have to rent a car there, and there's just so much to see and do. Oh, Zednik. Zednik has got a new book out about thoughtful backgammon, how he thinks through the plays. And this is one of my favorite people, not because he's a young genius. He's just a sweet guy, and his mother comes with him most of the time. She's wonderful. All right, let's get back in the match. She'll be there too. Yeah, they're just wonderful people. He's from Prague, isn't he? Yeah. Okay. So opening roll, 3-away. By the way, everybody should know this. 3-away. Your take point goes up. It's 25% as your live cube take point. It's normally closer to 21.5%. So you double a little bit faster and drop a little bit faster. After the cube is turned, the gammons are only worth 0.5. They're not real high because just winning the game without a gammon, you get to Crawford. So those are things that I think about before the opening roll at these scores. Jonah's got a great lead with making the 5 point, but he's getting hit here and he's got more checkers back. So it's tough to say who's winning this game. I like Jonah's having the 5 point, but 4 checkers back is not fun. He's making the switch very quickly. He's not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would not switch here. I like leaving loose checkers when I got 4 checkers back. He may end up getting in a back game. And back games are not bad at these scores because again the gammon value isn't that high, and you win back games a lot. So Jonah's going for it that way. I'd rather have the 1-3 point. It's easier to time than the 1-2. So I like his play. Yeah, it's going to be a long game, Bill said. My voice is going, and I'm missing some side events that I was going to get in today. The main event, the open event, starts tomorrow. And that's why they're doing a lot of these earlier events. Okay, we got a really great last game here. I love back games. Those of you who know me know I invented a game called Pasco Gammon, which I named after my buddy and my idol back game player, Jim Pasco, which is a huge, big back game that you take turns playing the back game. And I did that because it's exciting and fun. We even have Pasco Gammon tournaments at Jim's house, and we had it at the LA tournament a couple of years ago. My good friend and one of my co-teachers, Roberto Litzenberg, beat Jim Pasco in the finals to win it. All right, double hit. He's just trying to stop him from anchoring higher. This is a very, very well-timed back game, and could go either way. Both players are happy they're not in a PR event here because this is going to be tough to play. Yeah, they're both going to play at best. They'll play at 4 PR, 5 PR, maybe worse. But this is a game where we're not even sure XG plays it right. But again, XG3 will. XG3 is going to get these, going to be much better anyway. Xavier is willing to bet XG, when is it out? 6 months ago. We promised it 6 months ago, and I still make that promise. And it will, I'll bet XG against any player in the world, even on Pascal Gammon. Jim Pascal has played Pascal Gammon against XG 10,000 times and plays it better than XG because it wins more. He wins more. So here we are with a great 1-4 back game, which is not your best. You'd much rather have a 2-4 back game or a 2-3 or a 1-3 are all better than a 1-4 back game. But again, he's got the 7.2, so it's very tricky.
It's tough for Matt to do
yeah, this is a very, very hard game. I think I could take 10 minutes on every move and get him wrong. And I can take 1 minute on every move and get it right. So, but that's just my game. Funny thing.
No, they both played pretty fast. Both got a lot of time.
Yeah. Time's not Bill pointed out, time's not a factor here. I'll never forget the semifinals of San Antonio, Mochi against Ron Lario. Mochi was losing, but Ron had 3 seconds on the clock. Mochi had an opening 6-1 and double slotted. Mochi played that game at 20 PR. He lost to Ron, and I played Ron in the finals, so I was watching it. But Mochi you do play the clock, and you do go for complicated games. He proved it, but it didn't work. Ron was able to keep his cool with a 12-second delay and not run out.
The snake game.
It turned out to be a snake later. Yeah, absolutely. Good memory, Bill.
Snake.
Well, it was a big, big back game and then turned into a hit and snake game. And it's amazing that Ron was able to win the game with 3 seconds on the clock. Of course, Mochi played at 20 PR. Ron played at 12 or 14 PR. All right, let's get back to this game. You can debate every single play here. Just whether you hit, whether you don't hit. This is huge debate. Really hard to.
Probably lucky they both have a lot of time because
yeah.
the game's going to take a lot.
If I were Matt, I would have ended up in the back game here. I would reverse it and get hit a whole bunch to try to counter time him, and I'd probably end up in a back game. But Matt's going forward. It's hard to win this game going forward. And the other question that you always have in your mind is, when the heck are you going to give a cube in this game? And the take is probably always easy. When you have a well-timed back game, you almost always have a take. But again, the 1-4 back game is not a great back game. It's pretty good, but it's not your dream. You'd much rather have 2-4, 1-2, 1-3, or 2-3. Those are your best back games. Those win the most if they're timed.
That bar point adds to it.
Oh, there's no question. The bar point makes sure you keep your timing. Make sure you don't lose your timing. You don't get primed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you won't find this in many books. I don't remember a book that will tell you how to play a 1-4-7 back game. That's why I like Pascal Gammon. That's why I like these back games. You really are. You're not playing it from pure memory of reference positions. You're trying to figure out timing on every play. And I'm not talking about the timing on the clock. I'm talking about black being able to hold its board while it plays the back game, and white, in this case, Matt, trying to stop that from happening. So Matt's going forward, and I would think that Jonah's going to win this game more than Matt at this point.
Just biding his time.
Yeah, I would give Jonah the edge in the game. However, there are, when back games don't work, you get gammoned a lot. The gammon is big here, by the way. You win a gammon with an uncubed gammon at this score, gets you to Crawford, makes you a 75% favorite in the match. So a gammon's worth a lot when the cube is unturned. When it's turned, it's only worth 0.5. Here it's probably worth about 0.8, 0.7. I have to look it up. But from memory, I'd say it's certainly elevated. And when we talk about gammon value, we're talking about comparing what is the gammon worth compared to winning or losing the game. Sixes are not the favorite rolls right now for Matt. He's going to have to volunteer somewhere. And does he leave a double shot and break the 13, or does he go to the 2? He leaves the double shot because he's got to clear that point sometime anyway. May as well do it before Jonah's made his board. And you don't always get hit. See, Jonah, well, he did. You get hit 24 times, not counting there's this other, oh, what is there? That's a 6-3. That's still a hit. It's 24 hits. Yeah. This is forced. Now I really like Jonah's game. I liked it for a long time. Makes the bar point here. He does. And brings a 4 down. There's no question on this play. And unless Matt can hop out right away, he's going to crash and... Yep. Ugly. Okay. What else can you do, Matt? There's nothing else. Oh, he can play safe. That's right. I thought as soon as he moved the 6, I didn't see. Absolutely. You can break the 9 point. Why wouldn't you? Yes. It's ugly, but you do it.
More inflexible down the road, though.
It is inflexible. I'd take the 2 point. Well, he actually wouldn't be that terrible if he hits him with a 4. You just don't want to get hit with a 1. If he gives up, he has to give up the 4 point to hit with a 4. It's not that bad. And you might not get hit. Nice play, Matt. Wow.
Back checker going now.
Well, he does. That back checker is the thorn in his side right now. There's nothing that runs the safety, but coming up certainly works. Why leave the shot?
Leave it on.
Well, you certainly. I don't see any reason to leave the shot on the 9.
Correct.
The double shot. Sure, I think that's a given.
I'd leave the back down. Then it gets that on 4s and 6.
Wow, that's a big play. I can't wait to see that one. That's big. Leaving him 2s and 5s on the other side of the board. Comes out with both, yeah. Good. You would have pointed on him? Wow, Dana might have made the 4 point there. What a joker. That's a big joker. Dana's play would have worked. He would have danced. Dana's not said he wasn't sure. I won't say Dana said it was right, but he moved that play awfully fast, though. You should have thought about making the 4 point. I got 6 minutes on the clock. He absolutely should have thought about it longer. That's backgammon 101. Especially, we know these are big plays. We know these are important at this score of how you make the checker plays. Why not take more time? And he may have made the right play, but okay. Here's an aggressive cube and a pass. Fun game. I guarantee you the PRs in that game were higher than both of their averages. It's just a given. Well, Dana, your play would have certainly worked. Okay. Speak up.
If he leaves out,
yeah.
you still have your back.
Uh-huh.
But when you come forward,
uh-huh.
ways.
Dana's point is if you point, you leave 2 ways to win. When you come out, you've given up the back game and you're committed to just going forward, and you only have 1 way to win.
Having said that,
Dana said he still thinks Matt probably made the right play. Okay, for the record. So, Dana, are you getting scared watching this match that you got to play the winner? You have fear in your heart? Great players know no fear.
not the
At the right adjective?
Well, I gotta think Dana likes the fact that they've got a really long, intense match going on.
It can't hurt. Yeah. I don't think fatigue is going to be that big a factor because it's still early in Las Vegas. These guys have had a good night's sleep. If this was the finals on Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock after 7 days of backgammon, I think fatigue becomes a big factor. But these guys are both young, strong guys. So is Dana. Dana's well under 70. All right, what's happening here? 2 away, 3 away. Interesting. The take points are both about 25%. It's actually 25% for the trailer and 26% for the leader. So they both are going to double a little bit sooner. When you're 2 away, though, you don't double real fast because you're going to get the cube back in your face in a second. But most people forget the cube when they're 2 away and their opponent's 3 away. When you realize your opponent's take point is 25%, you should be giving the cube if he only has around 24 or 25 or 26%. Most people miss those cubes. These guys know this. They know it cold. And this is what you have to know to be a giant and a top player like these two. That's my play. That's Dana's play. You hit 2?
Big for that board of
yeah.
Jonah.
If I'm going to hit 2, why not hit the 3 point instead of the ace point? More covers? Because you can make the bar. Okay. No, but you still could have kept the checker on the bar and hit the other, I think. Well, now you make the 5 point. It's hoping for a 4. He did not get the 4. He needed that 4 to hit that outside checker. Now I think you have to anchor. I think you have to make the 23 point. The 21 point. Yeah. My math isn't that good. I think the 2 is there. This play is clear. Hoping not to get hit. 7s and 8s. 7s and 8s. 8. Bingo. That's a big roll for Jonah. Double waste is another big roll. Any hit there is great, even though the ones are a little awkward. Yeah, the bar point doesn't have much more value than the 8 point when your opponent already has your 4 point. So he's right not to leave the shot. Another big roll for Jonah. I think you shift. Yep. Put 2 up. Go for the blitz. Yeah. Now if he dances it, all right, now you think about the cube. What's going on? Do you double? Does he take? Do you go for the gammon? Got 3 checkers back. I think it's a take. Is it a double? That's how I always start out with Woolsey's Law. I ask myself if my opponent would take. If the answer is I'm not sure, I'm doubling for sure. But I think it's a take. And then you think about market losers and you think about gammons. One thing that makes Jonah want to double more here is Matt never has a redouble. It's always a dead cube when you give this cube. And lots of people miss a cube at 2 away, 3 away for that reason. They don't realize that there's no cube vig. I give this cube for that reason. And also, I'm playing the great Matt Cohn-Geier. I'm doubling here. Dana, would you double? Dana would double too. Would you take? You agree. So Dana agrees with me. He's as dumb as I am. Oh, he passed. That's the other advantage of doubling. So you... Huh? So down 30. So you think it was a pass, too? Tobias thinks it was a pass. Okay.
Here we go, DMT. Showtime.
Okay. Okay, well, Dana and I would have taken, Tobias would have passed. We'll see what XG says. Now it's two-way. When you see two good players play a two-way, it's very rare not to see a cube very quickly. And sure enough, maybe they heard me. They may not have thought about it. Maybe I spoke too loud, and they knew because I said so that they should cube. Yeah, he's smiling. You're right. He heard me. Somebody should double right away at this score. Because you'd rather, if you're even the slightest edge, you'd rather play for the match than play to get to Crawford.
I know Simborg's taking credit from.
Well, I'll take credit for everything that I'm right about. Of course, that's what a good teacher does. You know, those who can do and those who can't teach. That's me. So what's he got to play? The 3? The 4? Got the 4 to play? Big play. Wow, I think I would have come up. Or come down with the single shot. Wow, I think that was really, really big. To give him the double shot on the bar point. I'm not sure I would have... I know I would not have done that. Got to come in and hit. Wow. I think you keep the anchor and hit off the 5. I don't think you hit off the 7. Oh, that play, I didn't even think. That's another play. I didn't look long enough to see that play. But I don't think I'd have made it. Thank you. My good buddy Rick brought me some water. I needed that. Thanks. Ooh, ugly 5. Stacking. Well, this game is anybody's game. Oh, they took that over. I guess because it was against the edge. Dice on the checkers is a little tricky if it's touching the side rail. What I do, though, is make sure both players agree that it's cocked before you pick it up. I guess they did that. I couldn't see from the screen that it was cocked. Okay. You really got to like Jonah's chances here.
By the way, that was huge.
It was a huge pass?
500.
Well, Tobias was right.
17 milli points.
That's
too good.
That's why Tobias is a giant and I'm not. But these are tricky. Dana got it wrong too. He would have taken. Maybe I talked him into it. Well, you gotta like Jonah's position here. Oh, big joker for Matt, but he's got a very stiff position here to bring home. Very stiff. So what were the odds at the beginning of this tournament that Jonah would beat Mochi, Michi, and maybe Matt Cohn-Geier? It's not a horrible long shot because Jonah's no beginner. He's a great player. But it's a great parlay for anybody. It'd be for anybody to beat those 3 in one tournament. I don't know that anybody's ever had a tougher draw than that. That's right. So far, he only won 2 of them. Okay. That's a good point. But that's why I'm a dreamer. All right, what's going on here? Matt's trying to get to safety. He's shaking him hard. 6-5 is fine. All right, there's no question about the game plan here. Jonah wants to get a shot. Next roll for Matt's a key roll. Yeah, for Matt. I just bring the checker in. Stay back. Wait for shot. Oh, no. Why do you move that checker? Why? Oh, that. He doesn't mind getting hit. Gets more direct shots. I'm not sure about that play. This is tough. This is tough. Hitting doesn't hurt Jonah. So that's why he could leave the shot. Even though you could get hit, he wouldn't hit. I like this play. You need that 4-point for later. It's very short-term thinking to hit here. It actually might even help Jonah to get hit, to have another checker back. Help his timing, maybe get a second innerboard point. I think Matt's right not to hit. Plus the huge stack on that 6-point. Have a more flexible game. 3-2. Okay. Now
needs another good shake.
He needs a good shake, but I like Matt's position now. I was liking Jonah before. 6-5. Get that checker off the ace point. That's a pain in the butt for Matt to have that checker back there. Even though he comes in on the deuce or 3, why would he come in on the 3?
Pain in the butt. Don't pull an Ed here.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't he come in on the 2 instead of the 3? He'd stay further back. I don't understand that. I don't understand that thinking.
He could get out.
Yeah, he should have taken more time at least, but I would have come in on the 2 there. I'm pretty sure. Like right now, look, Matt can go behind him. He came in on the 3 and brought the 2 in. I don't see that play. If your game plan is hitting, you want to be back further.
That's what I'm thinking. It gives him the stick to get out.
All right, he has more ways to get him.
Keep 5-point commitment.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. I think he's got to stay in it. I think he again, there's no excuse for playing so fast when you got 8 minutes on the clock. Matt's down to 4 minutes, but in the last game, Matt's got 4 minutes, which is still lots of time when you add the 12-second delay every move too. Really?
Then overthink.
You can't figure it out. When you feel you can't figure it out.
All right. Tobias made a very good point that I think is wrong. He says sometimes it's better to play fast so you don't, when the stress level is high, so you don't overthink it. But I think when you're really smart and a great player, overthinking is, I don't think it's wrong to. Oh, okay. It wasn't advice. Okay. Okay.
This is tough play here.
Yeah. Tough play here is right. 6-3. I leave him a 3. I break that back point and leave him the 3.
Sooner or later, you
got. Because if you get away with breaking the 8-point and you don't get hit, plus it's a double shot, then you still have to clear that back point. This is my play.
break the 7.
Yeah, you break the 7.
Yeah, Jonah's got to play next row.
Ooh, there's another play. That I love. He doesn't roll a 3 here, and this is a big edge for Matt. Oh, he rolled a 3. Wow, this was huge. Even though the 4 is ugly, he's still got to come. You got to come down. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That was an incredible exchange, and this is huge. Oh my God, what a swing! I like Matt's hit though. I really like that play. Yeah, you just come in. It's which one? You leave yourself a. I don't want to leave a. I don't leave a 6. Yeah, I don't want to leave a 6 because you need that 6 out from the 3-point. So I don't leave a 6 to cover. I bring that checker in. Oh no, you get more covers with this way. Yeah, you bring it into the 6. You get more covers and more hit backs if you get hit. Oh my God, here goes. Jonah's a big favorite now to cover. It doesn't end the match, but it's big. Well,
1-6 is great anyway.
Yep, 1-6 is great anyway, and it's great having that checker there in case he just rolls a 1. Now you got more ways to hit him. Okay, if Jonah can just get out here, he's got a big favorite. He does get out.
Or you can play them both out and take away the double ace shift.
He's duping the 1s. I like this play. Yeah, but the ones that hit inside, you got the returns. So that's, I'd rather get hit inside than outside if you're going to get hit.
This is a roll.
1, 2. Oops, the 6. 1, 6. You're right, Dana. Leave that checker on the bar point. And only 1, 6 hits. He'll throw it. That's why his name is Genius. The genius would throw here. To throw a 1, 6. All right. Jonah is now a huge favorite. And that closes the board. Matt's winning chances here are, 3%.
Dana, fleeting.
Yeah.
Fleeting.
Wow, what a game. Like, we've had some great swing games here, really exciting games.
Two.
4-2. Got a 2 to play, yeah. That was a 3. That was a 3. He's putting it back, okay. Now start his clock is running. Okay, 4-2. This is my play. Now double 6s plays safely, double 5s plays safely. And double 4s is a problem. All right. This is a great match. I cannot wait to see XG. I'm sure you'll find out that I was right on just about every play, and they played horribly. And
designed the damn thing.
Yeah, I'll help this. I won't take credit for XG.
It's gonna play like you, right?
Well, I have a button I can push. I have a setting at XG called the fill button. That's why my PRs are so low sometimes. And I hit the fill setting on the rollouts. There's a 1296 rollout, and then there's a 1 rollout for me. Wow, all over but the shouting. Poor Matt. You got to feel for him. He played hard and played well. A great match, a great match. I feel honored. Thank you for inviting me to do the commentary. I hope it was enjoyable to the fans. There's going to be a lot more great matches, not to mention the next one with Dana and Jonah. Again, I give
throughout the week, great matches.
Yeah. Oh, with Mochi and Michi here and all the other giants. Oh my God, it's going to be a fantastic week to keep watching the streaming. And I wish we had the simultaneous XG going like they do in some of the Europeans. Someday we'll have that, I'm sure. The program hasn't been fully developed yet. And they shook hands. Great match. All right. I'm going to go congratulate Jonah. Stay tuned for, I don't know how soon Jonah and Dana will play, but I think that's going to be your next match. It's going to be streamed. Relatively soon. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to play while he's hot.
I think Dana's ready. Thanks a lot, Phil.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. I enjoyed doing this. See why I kept my head on. That's why I'm wearing a hat today. All right, thanks, guys. Thank you.
Phil.